bring that happiness, you bring that energy to the relationship. Don't take, bring. And if you can do that, just change your perspective on that. I think you can just you'll have a much better footing starting off. Yes, sir.
Oh man, listen, because I was about to jump through the microphone where you went just then. Um, and this is my statement. Let me just start off by saying that real life scenario. Of course, I was working in sales, I was at MCI, so I had to date myself. If you don't know MCI, you know you're not grown, all right. So I was working for MCI, doing the long distance thing, right? Okay, and then all of a sudden I couldn't stand what I was doing, right? And I was getting up and I was going from Decatur to exit 9 up 400 every morning. Do that math, right? It was an
Well,
hour.
okay. So here's the thing, though. We have listeners in
Right,
Australia and in
right.
Africa and Indonesia, so they don't have any idea. You have to
Let me
tell them
tell
how
you.
far that is
Oh, now it's about 35, maybe 40 miles, right?
one way.
But I'm talking one way. Thank you. One way. I would leave at 6:15 in the morning, right? I was walking through the door at like 7:45. Okay. All right, every day, right?
Yeah.
And that's average. During Christmas time, when I would come home, and so we would get off at 5:45. I would go. It would leave at 5:45. I was coming in the door at 7:50.
Mhm.
So this is every day now, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm saying that to say that I was super unhappy. So what would I do when I would get home at 7:50? Right? I'm looking for my spouse, because here's the thing: everybody starts a day. It's like you got a full a tank of gas, right? Okay,
Mhm.
so throughout that day, right, that tank is slowly going down, right? And so when you're operating inside of the things that you don't really want to do, that tank goes down, that happy tank goes down really fast. And then what we accidentally do is we go home, well, I'm married to this person. Well, this person should complete the happy that I need. And it's not possible. It is not your boyfriend or girlfriend, and it will not be your spouse's responsibility to make you happy. That's your responsibility. It's your spouse's responsibility to complement the happy that you've already created inside of yourself. So step one, like we were saying earlier, you got to create that happy by yourself. And I always say that, you want to look at it as 75. You're responsible for at least 75% of your happy, which means that if we look at this from a grade perspective, because those of you who are hopeless romantic and say, okay, bring to relationship, as you were saying earlier, kind of like a 50-50 or whatever, that's not realistic. We have to start getting rid of this stuff, because think about it.
Mhm.
You don't even show up for you as much as you should. You
Right.
got a person with a whole nother brain, and you expect them to show up with their whole 50, and they're not going to do it every time. So this is what happens when they don't show up, but you've brought only 50. You've only
Right.
brought half of the happy. Well, if we were in school, Kelly, what's a 50?
It's not passing.
It's an F, and that's
Yeah.
how you live an effed up marriage. Okay,
Yeah.
but if you come with the majority of your happy at 75, right? If
Yeah.
they don't show up, you got to see you're okay. You're doing okay, right? If
Yeah.
they show up with only 5% of themselves for you, that's an 80, that's a B. You're good, right? And so we have to look at that. I just wanted to accent that, Kelly, because I thought that was very important, of that word happy, because people like, I broke up because such and such didn't make me happy. That wasn't their job.
Yeah. So many things are misunderstood, misinterpreted, intentionally misinterpreted for other agendas.